FABE, welcome to MaiMoments, the best channel for makeup and hair tutorial and also products review. Today I'm going to share with you in detail how to contour your face. Yes, we all shy from it because we don't know what we're doing, but with this simple step that I'm going to show you, you were able to contour your face in no time. So let's get started. Before putting on makeup, it's very important to prep your skin. So I'm going to use the It Cosmetic. This is by Pores, which is a toner. Which I love about toners is going to balance your pH level, and also it's going to take any dirt or oil that you have in your face, so you can start with fresh face before putting on any kind of makeup. Although I already washed my face before I begin this process, but here is the difference of how much dirt and oil that has collected around my face. The next products I'm going to layer on top is Snail Mucin Essence. This is going to help rehydrate the skin cells, also protect the skin barrier, and boost the health of the skin. Plus, it's going to help rebalance the pH level of the skin, also soften and smooth the epidermis. The next process is a must in my skincare routine, which is using a moisturizers, and I want to apply all over my face and also my neck. If you ever wonder why your skin does not look great after you apply foundations, because your skin is so dry, so this is the secret ingredients. To finish off my skincare routine, definitely have to apply sunscreens, and this is one of my favorite sunscreen of all time. Did you know 1 in 5 Americans will be diagnosed with skin cares in their lifetime? So definitely wear those sunscreen to protect yourself. The benefit of using sunscreen is going to help block out UVA and UVB, also prevent premature agings, and one that we all know, it is sunburn. Let's begin with the base. Before we starting with our makeup, I'm going to use the It Cosmetic primers. I really enjoy this products because it's going to help my skin feel hydrated and also help the makeup to grip better, and it's going to flatten up the surface if I have any pores. As usual, I'm going to apply my foundation with a beauty sponge, but this time my beauty sponge is pretty dirty, so what I can do is just go ahead and cut off the top layer, and as you can see, it is good as new. I'm going to use L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundations, and I'm going to put it on the back of my hands, then using a beauty sponge to really bounce the products in on the back of my hand before I'm going to apply my face for a more flawless finish. I usually start applying the products at the center of my face and gradually working outward. I like to pack the products in one area and keep working it until it looks flawless, then gradually I'm going to work on the next sections. I usually use my thumb and my middle finger to really press on the products so it could able to cover any imperfections in my pores. After I have applied foundation with a beauty sponge all over my face, I'm going to use a damp foundation brush and using a circling and sweeping motions to make sure that the products is going to really merge into my skins, and also it's going to prevent any streak mark. After I have complete with the base, now it's time to contour. I'm going to highlight my face using a Tarte base tape. This in the color light neutral. It's always depend on your skin tone, but you always want to have 1 or 2 shades lighter. So I'm going to apply on the forehead, on the bottom of my eye to cover dark circles, and also on the side of my eye to bring it up and make it lifted so it could look younger. Also, I'm going to apply on top of my cupid bow. This is going to make illusion that I have a plump lip, and also under my chin. And some of you guys will probably add some concealer on the side of your face. Those lines can be found whenever you smile. And for me, I don't have to, so I'm just going to top it off on the bridge of my nose. I'm going to grab the same beauty blender as earlier and really try to blend in the products. I found it's much easier to use a pointy side, and I want to begin under my eyes because that's the area that is dry the quickest as I have experienced. So go ahead and really try to dig in the products and blend as the best as you could. The goal of this technique is that you want to cover any dark circles and also wrinkle under your eyes. What you want to do is really blend it in and then bring the leftover products on the side of the eyes, making it look young and lifted. Whatever I did on the right side, I'm going to apply the same method to the left eye, which is going to cover my dark circles, my wrinkle, and also my puffy eye. So I'm going to use the tips of this beauty sponge and blend it in, then bring it alongside of my eyes. The next part I'm going to blend is on my chin. I'm going to use a tapping motion and stay in one area, don't go anywhere else. Keep blending it until it looks flawless. The purpose of highlighting is to brighten up certain part of your face, and if a natural sunlight going to hit your face, it's usually bound off with the lighter colors under your eyes, on your forehead, on your chin, and also the bridge of your nose. And with being extra, that's why I'm also going to apply highlight on my cupid bow so that area can have illusions that I have plump lips. And also, light will cast among your forehead. If you have a wide forehead, you don't want to add too much of this highlight. You just want to stay closely toward your brows and keep blending it until it looks flawless. And you cannot able to distinct two different colors. It's basically going to merge gradually as a gradient effect. I found that the most effective way to blending on the bridge of the nose is really try to use the pointy side of the beauty blender and press it together and just blend it up and down, creating a straight line. And another technique that I use is actually looking on the side so I have a better angle, and keep blending up and down until the products is basically dissolved and you are not able to see any line. After highlight, contour will be next, and this is going to help really define your structure of the face. This process is a must if you decide to highlight using a concealer. I'm going to use Airspun Loose Powders and really try to dig in under my eyes with this powder. This is going to smooth out any of the wrinkles and also going to help to brighten up and set the concealers. I could totally see the difference if I skip out in this process without setting powders. Then the concealers will set into my wrinkle, which is going to make the wrinkle stand out more. Another place I'm going to add loose powders is on top of my forehead, not only because I have added concealer there in using highlight, but also with the loose powder, it's going to help me to absorb oil from my face since I have a combination skin. So throughout the day, oil will be definitely showing. So using a translucent powder is going to help absorbing it. Then I'm going to use a fluffy brush to dust off any excess of the translucent powder that did not set into my skin. If I just leave the products in, it's going to cause a flashback whenever I'm taking pictures that have flash in it. If you ever want to cover up your imperfections such as pimples, zit, and all those good stuff, then go ahead and use the colors that is matched with your skin as much as possible. Don't use a lighter concealers. Once again, we are not trying to show off our imperfections. We are trying to hide it, and so using the same colors as your skin, use your fingers and lightly dot the concealers in that area, and make sure you have to wait 1 to 2 minutes and don't touch it at all. You want the products to set and only going to blend out only at the edge. Don't try to touch your products at the centers of the problem. The longer that you wait for the products to set in, it becomes really hard to blend. So I would say definitely wait until the 2-minute mark, then blend in. If you wait a little bit longer, then you have a little bit hard time to blend it out, but it's going to work anyway. Use a little bit force and everything will work. I'm going to use an eyeshadows brush and dip in this translucent powders, and I'm going to tap it on top of the concealers where I just applied. This is going to help to set the products and it's not going to move or shift anywhere. The next process is going to be sculpt out my face. I'm going to use the Benefit Cosmetic Hoola bronzers, and this is my favorite colors because it's really natural. It's perfect for every skin tones, and I'm going to draw a line from the side of my ears to the side of my lips. I just want to let you know I pressed the brushes out into a fan and I'm only using the tip to apply so it can be precise, and also the color is going to be light. You want to build up the colors rather than applying too much and regret later on. Then I'm going to draw a line starting from the bottom of my jaw and all the way to my chins. By creating a shadows under my jawline, it's going to help me look more slim and also creating a perfect V-line. Then next, I'm going to add some bronzer on my hairline. If you have a wide forehead, then add the shade more closer to your eyebrows instead of thinly like mine. When it's come to contouring, you should not see any line. So I'm just going back to really blend it in because it should be like a shadows. If you cannot remember how to contour, just think as you are drawing an E or a 3 on the side of your face. If you have a hard time trying to find your cheekbone, then go ahead and suck on the side of your cheeks and definitely you will see a perfect line, and that's where you're going to figure out to draw the shadows from there. I don't recommend for you to do it every time, but if you are a beginner, this is the best method. You don't want to do this every single time because it may cause wrinkles. By the way, whenever you're grabbing the products, make sure to tap out the excess before you're going to apply on your face. If you don't apply this method, you will notice that it is too much colors packed in one place and it's really hard to really blend it out. Next thing that I have to is contour my nose, and this is my favorite brushes, and I'm going to dip a little bit and tapping out the excess before applying to my face. Make sure to have the brushes face in this direction whenever you are working on the right side, and I'm going to start off drawing a line in the front of my eyebrows. And this is the most important since my nose is flat and there's no bridge, so using this method here, I can definitely fake it till I make it. The intensity should be in this area, that's why it's very important to make sure it is absolutely straight and also have a nice curve. Then I'm also going to draw alongside of my nose, but I'm actually going to also curve it in to the tip of my nose, creating a smaller looking nose. Trust me that this part will be the hardest part because you want both sides to be even and make sure that it's going to be symmetrical as possible. Yes, definitely our face is not symmetrical, but we are trying our best, so take your time in this process. Seriously, the best method to contouring it is the blending part, and you don't want to see any line, it just should create a beautiful shadows. Since my nostril is pretty wide, I'm going to use the method of shadows and apply on the side, creating a smaller looking button nose. Then I'm going to grab a beauty blender and actually tap on the side of the nose to make sure that the colors is going to be more even and blended instead of too harsh of a line. If you ever make the mistake of adding too much bronzer, you can definitely use Airspun Loose Face powders and apply alongside the spot. This is going to brighten up the area. This method here is called baking. This area should be lightened up, that's why I'm going to pack a lot of translucent powder. Don't worry, we are going to dust it later, but at this time we want to bake it for at least 2 minutes or so. You don't want to do more than that, because it could cause a potential flashback whenever you apply for too long. I'm going to apply on the side of the nose to brighten up that area. After a good 2 to 5 minutes, I'm going to use a fluffy brush to dust off any excess that did not stay on top of my skin. Notice that I'm brushing along the side and downward, but not upward. For the side of my nose, I'm going to use a smaller blending brush and I'm going to dust off the excess and actually apply alongside of my under eye to smooth out that area. To create a taller looking nose, I'm going to use the help of a highlighters. I'm going to pick this color right here and I'm going to use a detail brush, adding a dot on the tip of my nose and also one in the middle of my eyes and also another part in the mid sections of my nose bridge. Instead of using a brush to blend it in, I'm going to use my finger instead, and I'm going to gradually blend it out using a vertical line going back and forth until the product is melted into my skin. This is definitely optional if you want to add some highlight on the side of the face. I just really like the bling, so whenever I turning side to side, it's going to give me a higher cheekbones. If you already have a high cheekbones, definitely skip this step because it's not going to look proportionate to your face. You definitely want to add and take away depending on your face structures. With this masterpiece, we definitely want to lock it in with Urban Decay's All Nighter Setting Spray. I'm going to spray it all over my face, the more the merrier. And you want to set it to where you don't touch it afterwards. So during the process of drying, don't touch it whatsoever. I hope you found this video helpful and actually applied this makeup technique on your makeup routine. There's another 2 videos waiting for you to click. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell for more notifications, and be part of the family. Also, if you have any comment requests, definitely comment down below because I love to read them. And as always, love yourself, stay motivated, peace out.